Welcome to our beautiful book, Goals by Brian Tracy. Today we're going to be reading chapter number 16, which is talking about visualizing our goals continually. So, a lot of us have heard about creative visualization and how we can create something beautiful and then try and visualize that. This is exactly what today we're talking about in our goals. So, Napoleon Hill says, cherish your visions and your dreams as they are the children of your soul, the blueprint of your ultimate achievements. And now the chapter begins. You possess and have available to you virtually unlimited mental powers. The average person is unaware of these powers and fails to use them for goal attainment. That is why his or her results are only average. When you begin to tap into and unleash the power of your subconscious and superconscious minds, you will often achieve more in a year or two than the average person achieves in a lifetime. You will start moving more rapidly towards your goals than you can currently imagine. Your most powerful faculty, your ability to visualize, is perhaps the most powerful faculty that you possess. All improvement in your life begins with an improvement in your mental pictures. You are where you are and what you are today, largely because of the mental pictures that you hold in your subconscious mind at the present time. As you change your mental pictures on the inside, your world on the outside will begin to change to correspond to those pictures. Visualization activates a law of attraction, which draws into your life the people, circumstances, and resources that you need to achieve your goals. Visualization activates a law of correspondence, which says, as within, so without. As you change your mental pictures on the inside, your world on the outside, like a mirror, begins to change. Just as you become what you think about most of the time, you become what you visualize most of the time as well. Mental pictures becomes your reality. Wayne Dyer says, you will see it when you believe it. Jim Cathcart says, the person you see is the person you will be. Dennis Waitley says that your mental images are your previews of your life's coming attractions. Albert Einstein adds, imagination is more important than facts. Napoleon Bonaparte says, imagination rules the world. Napoleon Hill said, whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Now, having heard of so many things, this is what will happen. Law of attraction is what you sow, you reap, what you think you get, what you ask, you receive. Now, visualization, creative visualization, if done correctly, activates the law of attraction, speedifies whatever you have wanted and brings that to you so much more. Yesterday, we talked about the power of writing. If every single day we write our top 10 dreams without referring to the last day, it's been said, it's a scientific notification that you will receive a lot of it at the end of the year. And you will start attracting the circumstances. Your jobs will change, your business opportunities will come, the money will grow, and beautiful stuff will happen. Now, let's talk about the importance of vision. The most common characteristics of all for leaders at all levels throughout the ages is that leaders have vision. This means that they can visualize and imagine an ideal future well in advance of it becoming a reality. Just as Walt Disney clearly saw happy, clean, family-oriented amusement park many years before Disneyland was built, everything worthwhile in your life begins with a mental picture of some kind as well. As it happens, you're always visualizing something one way or another. Every time you think of someone or something, you visualize remember a past event, imagine an upcoming event, or even daydream while you're sitting or driving along, you are visualizing. It is essential that you learn to manage and control this visualization capability of your mind and focus it like a laser beam in the direction of achieving the goals that are the most important to you. See the success you desire. Successful people are those who visualize the kind of success they want to enjoy in advance. Prior to every new experience, a successful person visualizes previous success experiences that are similar to the upcoming event. A successful salesperson will visualize and remember previous successful sales presentations. A successful trial doctor, lawyer, will visualize and remember his performance in court during a previous successful trial. A successful doctor or surgeon will visualize and remember his or her successful treatment of a patient in the past. Unsuccessful people, on the other hand, also use visualization, but to their detriment. Unsuccessful people, prior to a new event, recall, reflect upon, and visualize their previous failure experiences. They think about the last time they failed or did poorly in this area, and they imagine falling again. Sorry, and they imagine failing again. As a result, when they go into the new experience, their subconscious minds have been pre programmed for failure rather than success. So feed your mind with exciting images. You always perform on the outside consistent with your self image on the inside. Your self image is made up of the mental pictures that you feed into your mind prior to any event. And the good news is that you have complete control over your mental pictures for good or for ill. You can choose to feed your mind with positive, exciting success images, or you can by default end up allowing yourself to be preoccupied by failure images. The choice is up to you. Almost everything that you have achieved in life or failed to achieve is a result of the use or misuse of visualization. If you look back, you will find that almost everything you visualized positively eventually came true for you. You visualized completing school and you did it. You visualized getting your first car and you got it. You visualized your first romance or relationship and you met the right person. You visualize taking a trip, getting a job, finding an apartment, or purchasing certain clothes, and they all came true for you. So take control of your mental pictures. You have been using the power of visualization continuously throughout your life. But the problem is that most people use visualization in the random and haphazard way, sometimes to help themselves and sometimes to hurt themselves. Your goal should be to take complete control of the visualization process and be sure that your mind and mental images are focused continually on the things that you want to have and the person that you want to be. The indispensable man. George Washington, the first president of the US and considered by most historians to be the indispensable man at the founding of the American Republic, started his life in humble circumstances. He was born in a small house and raised with few advantages. But he was ambitious, and at an early age, he decided that he had to mold and shape his character and personally so that he could become the kind of person who would be accepted and successful in society. The guiding influence of his young life became a book with 130 rules for manners and deportment. He read this book over and over again and eventually committed to its memory. Thereafter, he practiced the very best behaviors of courtesy and manners in his every interaction with other people. By the time he became a powerful figure in the American Revolution, he is described as one of the most courtly and gentlemanly men in the American colonies. So, developing our own character is extremely important. How do we do it? Benjamin Franklin, America's first millionaire, a founding father and a remarkable statesman, diplomat, and inventor, started as a penniless boy in Philadelphia, apprenticed to a small printing company. He was outspoken and argumentative and often made enemies who then contrived to hurt his chances and hold him back. At a certain point in his young life, as Benjamin Franklin reveals in his autobiography, he realized that his personality was in great danger of hurting his chances for long term success in early American society. He therefore decided to develop within himself a series of key virtues such as sincerity, humility, temperance, discipline, and honesty that he felt he would have to possess if he wanted to achieve his full potential. For many years, week after week, both Washington and Franklin practiced visualization on themselves, thought of a characteristics or quality that they wanted to embody. They visualized and imagined themselves as possessing that quality. In every interaction with other people, they referred to this inner mirror to see how they should behave and then guide themselves in a manner consistent with that ideal inner picture. Over time, these mental images became so deeply impressed on the subconscious mind that the mannerisms and the person became one. So, again, you must highlight on this. If we want, we can create our own character. Suppose if you're a short tempered person, you can create and you can just creatively visualize that you're a very patient, calm person. And then if you start saying that, and if you start seeing situations that people are talking to you and listening very carefully, not losing your temper, then you keep doing that, keep doing that, keep doing that, and then that quality will come in the front, and you will be that quality. The only advantage or the only ingredient required for this is consistency. Daily, if you keep visualizing the character that you want to be, one fine day you shall be. You are what you can be. And that in itself is a multi-million dollar statement. Piero Ferrucci, in his book The Power to Be, explains how you can develop any quality you desire by dwelling upon that quality continually and imagining that you have it already. Read about the quality, learn about the quality, especially imagine yourself practicing that quality whenever it is needed. Aristotle wrote that the very best way to develop a virtue, if you currently lack it, is to imagine and to behave in every respect as though you already had the virtue, whenever the virtue is called for. See and think about yourself as you can be, not just as you might be today. Gradually, you become that new person. Change your mental pictures. In a sense, control the molding and shaping of your own personality and character by the mental images that you dwell upon hour by hour and minute by minute. By changing your mental images, you change the way you think, feel, and act. You change the way you treat other people and the way they respond to you. You change your performance and your results. You can actually remake yourself in the image of the very best person that you can imagine yourself becoming. This is all part of the constructive use of visualization. Perform at your best. In professional athletics, there is a training method called mental rehearsal. Top athletes in every field mentally rehearse their events before they go into active competition. They see themselves performing at their best prior to every event. For many days and hours prior to a major competition, try practice visualizing themselves performing successfully over and over and over again. They will continually recall their personal bests in previous competitions and replay this personal best like a movie in the mind or in their own mental screening room. They will see themselves doing well over and over. They will create and enjoy the emotions of joy and satisfaction that accompany peak performances. They will become excited and happy about doing so well in the upcoming competition. And when the competition begins, as far as they're concerned, they have already won. So relax deeply and see the desired result. And this is also very important. Suppose your breathing is very fast. You're excited. You're thinking like a multiple thoughts, and you're like not at rest. What will happen? The results are going to be a mixed bag. When we meditate, why do we slow our breath work? Because when we slow our breathing, We're centered, balanced, aligned, and we're able to do whatever is important or required very well. So it's very important to relax deeply and see the desired results. Figure skaters, for example, will play the music to their skating routines over and over again while they sit deeply relaxed, eyes closed, imagining themselves skating on the ice. One of the benefits of skating in their minds is that they never fail or make a mistake during the process of mental preparation. They see themselves skating their routines perfectly over and over again before they actually go into the sky, into the ice. By this time, the subconscious minds have been trained to take them through their routines smoothly and gracefully. Our physical body has no mind of its own. The slightest movement of your fingers or toes is controlled by your central computer, which is our brain. It is your mind that sends impulses of nerve energy down your spine and throughout your body to make your muscles to coordinate your physical activities. When you visualize, you actually train your master computer. You program your mind with the performance that you want your body to carry out. So there are four parts of visualization. There are four parts of visualization that you can learn and practice to assure that you use this incredible power with best advantage all the days of your life. Now, what are these and how often? The first aspect of visualization is frequency. Frequency refers to the number of times that you visualize a particular goal as achieved or yourself performing in an excellent way in a particular event or circumstance. The more frequently you repeat a clear mental picture of your very best performance or result, the more rapidly it will be accepted by your subconscious mind and the more readily it will appear as part of your reality. How long? The second element of visualization is the duration of the mental image. Duration refers the length of that time that you can hold the picture in your mind each time you replay it. When you deeply relax, you can often hold a mental picture of yourself performing at your best for several seconds and even several minutes. The longer you can hold your mental picture, the more deeply it will be impressed into your subconscious mind, and the more rapidly it will be expressed itself in your subsequent performance. The third element of visualization is vividness. How clearly? There is a direct relationship between how clearly you can see a desired goal or result in your mind and how quickly it comes into your reality. This element of visualization is what explains the powers of the law of attraction and the laws of correspondence. The vividness of your desire directly determines how quickly it materializes in the world around you. Here is an interesting point. When you set a new goal for yourself, your image or picture of this goal will usually be vague and fuzzy. You may have no idea at all what the successful goal will look like. But the more often you write it, review it, repeat it mentally, the clearer it becomes for you. At a certain point, it will become crystal clear. At that point, the goal will suddenly appear in your world exactly as you imagined it. The question is, how intensely? The fourth element of visualization is intensity. The intensity of a visualization refers to the amount of emotion that you attach to your visual image. In reality, this is the most important and powerful part of the visualization process. Sometimes, if your emotion is intense enough and your visual image is clear enough, your goal will immediately come true. Now, nature is neutral. Of course, the elements of frequency, duration, vividness, and intensity can help you or hurt you. Nature is neutral. The power of visualization is neutral as well. It's like a two-edged sword. It can cut in either direction. It can either make you a success or make you a failure. Visualization brings you whatever you vividly and intensely imagine whether good or bad. For example, worry is a form of negative goal setting. It is a process of thinking about, imagining, and visualizing, combined with feelings of fear and anxiety, exactly those things that you don't want to happen. But because visualization is neutral, when you worry, you are using this power in a negative way. Exactly those things that you don't want will be attracted into your life. In the book of Job, he says, "That which I greatly feared has come upon me." This refers to the unhappy consequences of negative visualization. You must be very careful how you use this visualizing power. Design your dream home. When my wife and I got married, we had very little money, and after I started my own business, what little we had quickly ran out. Nonetheless, like all couples, we talked about someday having our dream home. We fantasized about living in the perfect home for ourselves and our family. Eventually, we decided to put the powers of visualization to work for us in the acquisition of our dream home. Although we were living in a rented house at that time and had very little money, we subscribed to several magazines or described beautiful homes for sale around the country. We read better homes and gardens and architectural digest. On the weekend, we went to open houses in the best neighborhoods in town. We walked through the rooms of beautiful, expensive homes and imagined living in those surroundings. In complete faith that the process would eventually work, we created a scrapbook made up of pictures and descriptions of beautiful homes. Over time, we created a list of 42 items that we wanted to have in our ideal house. Meanwhile, I kept working away at my job, building my business, increasing our income, adding to our savings. Within a year of starting this process, we had moved from a rented house into a beautiful home that we had purchased in a lovely neighborhood. It was ideal in many respects, but we knew in our hearts that it was not yet our dream house. So, patience is essential, and that goes with every single part of our being. A year and a half later, we moved again, this time to San Diego. After a solid month spent looking at dozens of homes for sale all over the city, we walked into a home that had just been listed 2 days before and knew immediately that we had found our dream home. We looked at each other without speaking, looked around at the house, and we both were in perfect agreement. It took 2 months of negotiation to finalize the purchase price and 5 more months to arrange the financing. But right on schedule, we took possession of our dream home and we have lived there ever since. And it turned out to have 41 of the 42 items that we had listed for our perfect home. And did you read this? The clarity. Write down every single detail of what you want. And then the universe gives you exactly that, just the way you write in Amazon what you want, and you find all that is there. And you can look at the catalog and you can order, press the button, order, and it's received. Exactly like that. So clarity is very, very important. Problem is we are fearful. We don't even ask. When we start getting the act of asking, believing, and receiving, then we have played the game very well. So now think thin. Most people want to be physically fit and trim. Psychologists will tell you that this is only possible when you think thin. One way you can create this mental image of thinness is to take the picture of a person who has the kind of body you would like to have, cut off the head, and put your photo there instead. Put this picture on your refrigerator. Make multiple copies of the picture if you can and put them all over your house. Every time you look at a picture of yourself with a beautiful body, your subconscious mind will register it once again. Eventually, you will find yourself eating less, exercising more. Your outer reality will soon correspond to your inner picture. Find your soulmate. Often single people ask me how they can find their soulmate. I, I ask them if they have made up a list and create a picture of what their soulmate will look like. They're always surprised and sometimes insulted. They say, "I will know the person when I meet them." But that's not the way it works. Casualness brings casualties. Wow. Casualness brings casualties. If you don't have a clear idea of what you want, you end up getting something else. I advise them to sit down and write out a complete description of the ideal person that they would like to meet. Write out every single quality and characteristics that they would like the soulmate to have. Be clear about age, temperament, personality, interests, values, background, sense of humor, level of ambition, and so on. It's absolutely amazing what happens. A great friend of mine, a graduate of one of my 3 day seminars, did this immediately after the program. 10 months later, he met a perfect person who fitted his description completely perfectly. They got married shortly thereafter, had two beautiful children, and have been happy from the first moment they met. If you're single, you should give the technique a try. You might be happily surprised at what happens. As within, so without. In every area of your life, you can use visualization to make it better. Earlier in this book, I talked about the use of idealization. This process involves creating an ideal picture of what you would like your life to look like sometime in the future. Idealizing is just another version of visualizing. Remember, you can't hit a target that you can't see, but if you're absolutely clear about what you want, you will eventually achieve it sooner or later. Now, what's the best time to practice? As with goal setting, the two best times to visualize are late in the evening or early in the morning. When you visualize your goals as if they have already existed before you go to sleep, your subconscious mind accepts them at deeper and deeper level. It then readjusts your words and actions during the day that you do and say more and more of those things that will make your goals into realities. Another time to visualize is the first thing in the morning. Before you start out, clear mental images of what you want to accomplish during the day will make it far more likely that you achieve those results exactly as you imagined and on schedule. The beginning of all improvement. To repeat, all improvement in your life starts with improvement in your mental pictures. Start today to flood your mind with pictures of the person you want to be, to the life you want to live, the goals you want to achieve. Cut out pictures from magazines and newspapers that are consistent with your goals and desires. Post them everywhere, review them regularly, discuss them often, imagine them continually. Make your life an ongoing process of positive visualization, continually imagining and visioning your ideal goals and your perfect future. This can do more to help you to step on the accelerator of your own potential than any other exercise you engage in. Wow. Let's sum up this beautiful chapter in the 5 points mentioned below to kind of give a rerun of what we have read in this last 27 minutes. So visualize your goals continually. That is the key, consistency and continually. Number one, project forward and imagine that your life was perfect in every respect. What would it look like? Whatever your answer, imagine this picture regularly. Number two, cut out pictures of the things you would like to have and the person you would like to be in the future. Look at these pictures and think about what you would do to make them into realities. Number three, practice mental rehearsal before every event of importance. See yourself in your mind's eye as performing at your very best in everything you do or attempt. Number four, continually feed your mind with clear, exciting, emotional pictures. Remember, your imagination is your preview of life's coming attraction. Design your own dream house, dream business, or dream career. Write in every ingredient it could have. If it were perfect in every respect, visualize this as a reality every day. Make the process of visualization a regular part of your life. Invest the time regularly to create exciting mental pictures of yourself and your life exactly as you want them to be. Then, have complete faith that your pictures will materialize exactly when you are ready. How wonderful. All right, time for our wonderful Lotus of Gratitude. So now, let's put our hands together and one by one, open every single bud to make your beautiful lotus bloom. Let's circle back 100 seconds after having expressed our gratitude at least 10 times over. Grateful, blessed. Here we go inward and keep increasing our gratitude, knowing the gratitude is the biggest multiplier. When we're grateful for life and its blessings, we create magics and miracles. When we're grateful for life, we make our life so much more meaningful and blessed. When we're grateful for what we attract in our life, we attract so much more. So let's all make our heart expansive by putting our hands on our heart and thanking it for this beautiful emotional gamut, for all the beautiful emotions that we felt while we thanked the feeling of having been blessed. May this feeling just amplify so much more. Whatever we do happens at the right place at the right time and for the right reason. May we all believer become a believer in the process of life and trust the entire unfolding. At this moment, let's expand our hands on a heart level and say, affirm, I am open and receptive to all abundance in the universe. I am open and receptive to all the love that I attract in this universe. I am open and receptive to becoming the magical version of me. I am open and receptive to reaching a life where I want to be. I am open and receptive to all the magical synchronicities that unfold daily in my life. I am open and receptive for divine intervention, to making the things correct on the right path. I am blessed. I am grateful. Now fold your hands near your heart and let's bow in gratitude to all the light beings, our masters, angels, guardians, spirit guides, teachers, gurus, mentors in this realm or the other, in this dimension or the other, in this universe or the other, for coming, gracing us, blessing us with so much more. We are indeed grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your presence, light beings. We thank you. And now you can bring your hands together, rub them tightly, warmly, the tingling to be there, and bless your entire body, top to bottom, front to back, and be blessed. Tomorrow we'll meet at the same time, same place, 9 p.m. it is. Lots of love and light. Thank you for joining me in the sacred space of learning, growing, and getting inspired before we sleep. Thank you, thank you, thank you.